Hello guys, welcome to the NAP channel. I am Sebastian and this is another episode where we learn self-compassion and compassion in general. So, this is gonna be a short one, at least I do hope so. Also, if you didn't watch my identity playlist, please do, because this really connects to the identity videos that I've made. And if you did, congratulations. You're one of the rare people, so thank you. So I'm gonna tell a little story about my life. I had some traumas in my childhood, and I had some problems, mental problems. So I was constantly moving out and searching new jobs, and this job is not like this, and I would always have some kind of a mini burnout or something like that on some job, or my emotions were too much for me to actually handle, and life was too much in general. Later on I found out that and now I'm like 1,500 kilometers away from my hometown. So here I found out actually that I'm just running away from myself because I was not able to understand myself, and when you cannot understand something, you cannot control or manage. For example, if you don't know how the car works and what the steering wheel does, how are you supposed to drive a car? If if you cannot switch the gears, or you don't, automatic is, you get the picture. So first is understanding yourself. That is why I focus on identity videos, in order to see yourself kind of clearly. And it's not that you're gonna watch the videos and you're gonna like, oh yeah, I know everything, like that's it. It is a process, so you need to unpack your ego before you can do anything. So for example, I see a lot of people acting out of fear, acting out of greed, self-image, trying to preserve that self-image that they believe they are. Also acting on expectations. I expected this person to do this, they didn't do this, ergo they're selfish, they're like this, they're like that. So we can pass on judgment because I am better than you. And it's all just sources of agony if you think about it. If you have understanding for the person, then you will have compassion to the person. And when you're compassionate to the person, then you can actually willingly share and share love, and just hug a person, and you can talk to the person and you will understand everything. Like, there is no need for any negative emotions. Emotions come in a packages of negative, neutral, or positive. So if you have a lot of negative emotions, then you're operating from a state of consciousness, like I've said, that is based on fear, or greed, or for example, I told my neighbor that I'm gonna give him a huge tree that I have on my balcony. And I decided, like, it's gonna be a gift. I really don't want to charge him any money. I'm really grateful that this tree is gonna have a new home and a lovely home. And he told me, like, hey, you could sell me this tree for quite a lot of money if you wanted to. And I was like, yeah, but like, what the hell? Like, this was a gift. So I was kind of confused. But then I realized that most people, when you tell them that, like, hey, you can really charge me money for this, the greed seed would kick in, and they would be like, oh yeah, how much would you pay? How much this? Oh yeah, that, oh, I like that money. Oh, it's free money. Oh, great. So you're operating over greed, and then I would be like, okay, but then give me money and before I give you the tree. Or I would, come home and think about, hey, we had an agreement tomorrow that he's gonna give me money, and hope it does. I really don't want to ask him for money, and so on. And the whole story just started with, I'm gonna gift someone a tree. So like, for example, my roommate decided to give her floor to the next tenant because she doesn't need it. And she was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna just gift it to you. I really don't care. It's yeah, money, it's okay. But when they told her like, hey, we would like to pay you something, she didn't double down and like, hey, this is your welcoming gift, welcome to the new apartment, this is what you get from me, haha, everything is great, fun, you know, like share love. No, she was like, ooh, I could earn some money out of this, great. So basically it was just for preserving of self-image. Oh, I wanted to gift this to you, but since you want to pay, like, why should I stop you from paying? And then, you know, like, she's now operating out of a state of greed and fear, like, I don't want to miss out on the money that I can earn, and please, can we not damage this, can we not scratch it, and so on and so on and so on. So all of these actions and feelings that she's feeling now, she's feeling just because money is involved. There is, like, we've been living here for 5 years together. We've scratched the floor. We didn't care about the floor or anything like else. Like, there's still plenty of pieces of floor that can be replaced with the scratched ones, so it's completely new as well. So they're gonna get a stack of new ones that were not used as well. Pieces of laminate, or not lemonade, but laminata. Laminato? Never mind. I don't know, I guess. Yeah, my English is not my first language. Anyway, so it's like just, and then she's in that operators of modus, and that causes, of course, emotions. And when you cannot take care of your emotions, your whole day is in that cloud, and then you're in agony, basically. She doesn't, for example, these people do not understand that your thoughts are coming from your neurons firing up with electricity, activating patterns. Your emotions come from patterns that are produced by your brain, and then they turn into thoughts that you consciously can see them as thoughts. And then when you feed them, when you're like, I don't want to miss out on this money, this money would really mean a lot to me, I would have this kind of and then you get attachment, desire, and all of those kind of things. And then you're just firing the same patterns in your brain, and your brain is constantly producing those stress hormones and anxiety and all of those kind of things. Like, you, my friend, are a source of all of your emotions, all of them. Good emotions, when you're feeling happy, your brain produces them. It's not that when you gift somebody, when you go out and you're just sharing and giving flowers and hugs to everybody, it's not the actions that produce those emotions, it's your interpretation of those actions, and then your brain produces emotion. For example, if you if you go out and gift people, vouchers of 100 euros, and you have 10,000 euros, and you're gifting 100 euros here, 100 euros there, and if you think of it as repentance, you're gonna feel a certain emotion. If you are consciously doing it just to share love, you will feel love. If you do it out of repentance, you will cry and feel relieved and everything. If you're doing it as a sort of punishment because you stole those 10,000 euros, you will feel guilt for having this money, and also you will feel more free as you give that money, and also kind of a bit of greed, because if you stole the money, and then you're gonna feel again greed giving that money away, because you like money, that's why you stole it. So you are the source of all of it. You're the source of your reality. Like, you are reflecting yourself against the reality. That is why identity playlist that I've made will help you a lot in a way of seeing how you see your reality is who you are inside, and who you are inside is what your brain produces as an emotion. And you have people that learn from external actions, external, learning externally. So you learn from other people's mistakes. You learn from talking to them. You learn from all of your friends. You're constantly with somebody and sharing your thoughts and beliefs and learning from them. And there are people, for example, like me, who like to sit in silence, who like to watch a documentary and then and then see how I relate to it. Also, people like me like to self-reflect a lot more than they do actions in the outside world, because that's how we that is how we interact with the reality. That's what I wanted to say. And you might have heard as it's like introvert and extrovert, but it goes way, way deeper than that. So just look, both sides have problems that they can get stuck in. If you're an extrovert, you can get stuck with a bad company, and then you get too attached, and then you don't know who you are without those people, and you don't want to be alone or lonely, so you never want to let go of these people that are actually holding you back. And for an introvert, for example, I can stay in this alone space forever and never interact with anybody, and therefore I will never know who I am, because when I'm interacting with people and relating and communicating and having interactions, that is how I know who I am, basically. I'm not the person, I am those person who's always, when I'm at home alone, I'm the same person as the one outside, just a different flavor. And that is all what it is. Are also people who are externally focused as well. So if I cannot let go of the character that I think I am as an introvert, I would avoid social activities. Like, I'm an introvert, I really don't fit in, and that's, like a very easy way to just give up on whatever. And now as a introvert, I'm an introvert, I'm completely able to socialize and spend my whole days, like whole week, all days outside with people and just hanging out with them. And then now people are gonna say like, oh, but you're not an introvert then if you cannot do that, if you can do that. I'm saying like, let go of the character you think you are. And I'm also an extrovert and I'm also an introvert, depending on the week I have and depending on a lot of things. Like some days, for 3 days, I just go for a walk alone and then come home and cook and just spend time with me. And some weeks I'm constantly outside and spending time with friends. Like, let go of the character, because there's no way to change if you're stuck in who you think you are. And if you think you're an introvert and you're trying to change and you do some things to change, you gotta understand that you're like a car on a highway. In that case, you're just switching lanes. You're not actually switching direction where you're going. In order to change, you need to change the highway you're on. Because if you're an introvert and you want to be more comfortable with social activities in general and social environments, like you don't want to have social anxiety, you want to be who you are and you just want to let go and be like a little bee, then you need to change the highway, because if you change small things, you're just changing lanes. Don't get me wrong, if you're in a far left lane on a highway, to exit the highway you need to go far right. So changing the lanes might help you, but look at yourself if you change back lanes, if you know what I mean. And if you're not feeling comfortable, if you care, if you're constantly out or constantly at home, that means that you're still on a specific highway. If you think of yourself an extrovert and you are having problems with staying 3 days at home and you're feeling bored, you've done your hobbies and like just you need some social activities, like just observe those feelings and emotions. They are coming from you. It's not a factual reality. You're not gonna die if you don't go out as an extroverted person. Like, some things might happen that never happened in your life, but that is a good thing, isn't it? Like, if you want to change. If you don't want to change, then just wake up, open your eyes, feel stressed, and do what you've been doing all your life. You cannot go wrong with that. It's comfortable and it feels safe, so the choice is yours. Do it.